When you think of a player that's going to take your team over the line, when you think of a player that's now transcending, when you think of a player that's now making headways, when you think of a player, you've got to think of Antoine Semenyo. That's right, the Bournemouth star is making headways again for all the right reasons. Two of the biggest teams in England right now are going to go head to head to battle for his signature. Arsenal and Liverpool are going to duke it out, not just for the Premier League, not just for the Champions League, not just for the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup. No, Antoine Semenyo is the one and only player that both teams need. I'm all for it. You're all here for it. Let's talk about it. I'm Ty Knight. Let's go. So Antoine Semenyo, he done a contract extension on the 1st of July this year. That just makes one thing clear. Bournemouth will definitely get some money when both of these teams go head-to-head fighting it out for him. Already this season, 7 games have been played and he scored 6 goals, along with that stat, which is crazy right now, and I'm getting up 3 assists as well. 7 games, 6 goals, 3 assists. Last season, he played 38 games in the Premier League. 36 of them were starts, and he scored 11 goals out of that as well. Now, his stats are really good. He's coming up and up and up, and then in total, it's 88 Premier League appearances, 26 goals, and 10 assists. You may look at that and say, Ty, that ain't nothing special. But sometimes the stats doesn't meet the eye when the eye test is what you want to see. This player can play. And there's no reason and there's no doubt that Arsenal and Liverpool, Slot versus Arteta, are going to go head-to-head for the battle of Semenyo. And this player, I'm telling you this right now, whatever team gets this player is going to take them further and further to that promised land. Not just the FA Cup, not the Carabao Cup, not just the Premier League, and not just the Champions League, but all competitions. This is the player that both clubs desperately need. And only these 2 teams have a chance of getting him. I'm serious. Manchester City? No. Man United? Hell no. Newcastle? No. Spurs? Chelsea? No. It's just these 2 teams. But one team over the other has the advantage. We know Semenyo has already spoken about one of these clubs already in high regard. And when you think of it, if you're Antoine Semenyo and thinking, where do I go next? Where do I go from Bournemouth to take my career to the next level and fulfill my dream of going number 1 in the sense of I'm going to go to that next club and I'm going to start because I'm going to be the best player there in that position. And if I go there, am I going to be good enough to complement what they already have? And that's a big question. Who can actually sell him the dream that that's what his talent is for? Does that make sense what I just said? What his talent is for? You have to let me know in the comments below. Did I just make sense or did I not make sense? Let's let me know. Sense, no sense. Anyway, Semenyo to me, he's fully built for one of the clubs. Now, I do believe that if he even goes to either club is going to benefit 100%. I don't want the show just to be about the club I follow, the club I support, the club I love. It's got to be a show about the balance. Okay, is he better suited for Liverpool than Arsenal? Is he better suited for Arsenal than Liverpool? Where's his heart more likely swung by? I've already heard him say he wants to go Arsenal to some degree. He may not have said the word, I want to go to Arsenal while playing for Bournemouth, but the team that he likes the most to watch, the most team that he follows the most, is actually Arsenal. When he talks about Arsenal, he has a little glint in his eye, a little smile on his face. He doesn't talk about that when it comes to Liverpool. He doesn't have that regard for Liverpool. But if he goes to Arsenal, I'm telling you, Arsenal need to move some players on. Now, we already know that Gabriel Jesus is going to go end of the season, 100%. But the next player that may need to make way to accommodate in the Semenyo is just definitely going to be either Martinelli or Trossard. Trossard's not going to bring in the money that's needed. Martinelli could definitely bring in the money that's needed. But Jesus, you're going to get next to nothing for him and get his wage bill off the line. But selling a Martinelli seems more plausible for Arsenal because he's going to bring in most of the money that's going to be required to bring on a Semenyo. Now, Liverpool, on the other hand, I don't know if they've got the cap room to do it. When I say the cap room, the amount of money that they spent this summer, they will need to reinvest again because some of their transfers they've already done this season has gone horribly wrong. Mo Salah is on the cliff right now. He is on a downward trajectory. And Liverpool do not have anyone else on the right or the left apart from a Cody Gakpo that can fill the void that's going to be needed once Salah leaves. Semenyo is 25. He's going to be 26 in January next year. But Arsenal seem to be better poised. When you look at the wing player at Arsenal, you got the Saka, you got Martinelli still there, you got Trossard, you got Madueke, you got Ethan Nwaneri who can play out there. But on top of that, you add in Semenyo to that mix, and then you have Semenyo. I would hope and love to see Martinelli stay and Trossard go. So if it was Semenyo, Martinelli on the left, and then Saka and Madueke on the right, my God, Jesus, take the wheel. I'm telling you right now, that is a recipe for greatness. Not for disaster, for greatness. Arsenal will be stacked to the hill. When you look at that team, you're just like, Shamala, no one's taking him down. But if he goes to Liverpool, there will still be needing players there to make them better than what they are already. Now, Liverpool are a good team. Under Arne Slot, they are a good team. They're going through a bad spell right now. But Mo Salah, like I said, he's on the cliff. He's on his way down. They've only got Cody Gakpo there. You can't look at Chiesa and say, man, they're going places with that guy. That guy is a broken machine, and you know it. I know it. But he does come on and score some little pivotal goals. But Liverpool have no one else out there on the wings. They sold Luis Diaz already. He's off. Jota, rest his soul, could play out there on the wing sometime. But they have no one else there. So why would Semenyo, when we look at Liverpool, he may look at them and say, do you know what? That's quite a plausible place to go. I can get some game time. I could be a regular starter there potentially. But he doesn't play on the right. Even though he can play, he plays on the left. And if he goes to Arsenal, no doubt he would be the number one starting player there. And do I think that Arsenal have the money left over to go and get Semenyo? Yeah, I do. I really do. I think Arteta's still going to be there next year, even though I've been saying this should be his last season. But Arteta is one hell of a salesperson. And now they've got Andrea Berta there. No doubt he's going to be in his ear already and saying, yo, listen, we want you next season. And Semenyo is looking at that team already and going, that's the team to play for. That's more than a Manchester City 3.0 that Arsenal's building. Arsenal have the complete team. But if they have the complete team, why would they need Semenyo? Why would they need a player like this if they have the complete team? They're 90% there. He's the 10% that's missing. Trust me when I say this. He's the 10% missing. Liverpool have gone backwards, and they are 70% of a complete team. Arsenal are 90. That's a 10. That 10 makes them 100% complete and have competition all over the pitch. Liverpool need major reinforcements. That team is unbalanced. It's not right. And they're going to have players leaving. Salah, Konate, he's definitely going to be gone. They need to get another right back in. They need to get 3 centre-backs in because Virgil van Dijk's on his last legs. They've got to look at, again, another left midfielder. Again, Semenyo comes in the picture. They've got to get 2 wide attackers in the right-hand side as well. There's so many pieces that Liverpool need. Arsenal are not there. They built themselves up to the squad that they have. And Semenyo, I'm telling you, this player, if he comes to Arsenal, it's all over for everyone, not just the Premier League, but in European as well. Because Arsenal will have pace and power and goals galore. Trust me when I'm saying this to you. They have everything. And this player right here, is the one to take Arsenal to that next level. Now, they're going to be winning something this season. Believe that. They're going to win something. What is it? I don't know. I'm really going to be here and saying, I don't know. But Semenyo comes in, even if they get him in January. Shit. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the fight for places at Arsenal? But I can't see it this season. I can see it next season for sure. Either Martinelli goes, Trossard goes. One of them is going. More than likely Trossard than Martinelli, because you add in this 25-year-old man that's coming in. Shit. It's all over. It's all over. You know it's all over. So Liverpool's going to be doing everything that they can, fighting it out with the contracts, with the transfer fee. But if Semenyo just says, no, bro, listen, I want to go Arsenal, that's where he's going to end up. Arsenal can still place a good bid. They may say they want 70 to 80 million. Arsenal are going to have to battle it out and get him for 65 to 70. But if they say they want 80 for him, you have to maybe pay that 80 or come up with some little swap deal somewhere along the line. Who's Arsenal got to swap with Semenyo and then put some cash on top? I don't know. I don't think there's many players that's going to want to go from Arsenal to Bournemouth, because to them that's going to be a downgrade. If it's going to be Trossard, he's going to want to go away from the Premier League and go to somewhere else where life could be a bit more easy. Could I see Trossard going in a swap deal with some cash on top? No. It's going to be able to cash purchase straight away. And Liverpool don't have the assets no more to use as a swap deal plus cash for Semenyo. There's no way about it. No way. They've been cashing in left, right, and centre of their youth talent. They got no one left. But Arsenal, if it's straight a cash deal, Arsenal going to win this one. And Semenyo to Arsenal, I'm all here for it. And so should you be. Now, I'm not capping at this when I say I've been talking about Semenyo coming to Arsenal for time. I have, but not to this degree. Not to the degree of saying, I like what I'm seeing with Semenyo. I'm liking what I saw in the first game of the season when Liverpool played Bournemouth. I like what I've seen in the last couple of games with Semenyo play. Like I said, 7 games, 6 assists, 6 goals and 3 assists. The guy is balling out. He really and truly is. And it's only a matter of time when this guy goes to Arsenal. You guys might as well just wrap it up and say, you know what, Arsenal, next 3-4 years, you've got a Premier League all sewn up. Throw in a couple of Champions Leagues in there. It's game, set, match, done. Arsenal are here to stay. And Semenyo, that's the missing piece. Anyway, thanks for watching. Leave your comments below on what you think of what I just said in my little rant. Does it make sense? Does anything of it make sense? Does it all just fall to Arsenal? Or does it just maybe go to Liverpool? I need to know your thoughts below. Whoever gets this player, wraps it all up. I'm Ty Knight. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, turn that notification on, hit the hype button, leave your comments below, and watch one of these shows that's just popped up. Thank you.